Canada may be in the longest political campaign in our modern history, but we've got nothing on the Americans. The U.S. vote is 15 months away, but there's a lot of media attention on the race, and much of it on one man, Donald Trump. Will it last? Well, we asked David Common to take a look. David?
Well, Ian, Donald Trump absolutely dominates in the Republican polls. He gets way more attention than any other candidate in either party. But if history is any indication, he's finished.
Our leaders are stupid. Our politicians are stupid.
The great bloviator, to his critics anyway. A hero, though, to the wide swaths of American conservatives who like what Trump says and the confidence with which he says it. Donald Trump is the king of the moment, but it's the wrong moment. Look back at past campaign cycles and you'll find a sea of failed candidates who peaked too early.
The third agency of government, yeah. I would do away with the education, oops.
Remember Rick Perry? He was at the top exactly 4 years ago, and then poof.
Today, I am announcing that I am running for President of the United States of America.
Herman Cain followed, same thing, gone quick.
Becoming president was plan A. Today, I want to describe plan B.
The candidate who eventually wins is rarely at the top this far out. To understand why, you have to break down how the campaign cycle works. Trump's current surge in popularity is a direct result of all the attention he's getting. But here's the problem. For most Americans, the election is the last thing on their minds.
Over the past few election cycles, Americans have really grown tired of how long elections last. Now, presidential elections last 2 to 3 years, and Americans have really transitioned to really only paying attention once primaries start.
Donald Trump says he was talking about Megyn Kelly's nose and her ears.
So in this stage of a very long election cycle, media coverage is key. Americans are more likely to respond to polls by giving the name they hear the most, not necessarily the one they'll vote for.
Some people are tuned in, most people are tuned out, but come January, there's going to be a real emphasis among voters on paying attention to what's happening.
And with scrutiny comes shift in popularity, at a key time too, heading into the primaries when real votes are cast by Republicans, many of whom see Trump as a damaging candidate for the party.
Trump is really toxic, and he's someone who would never win a general election for the presidency of the United States. And so Republican strategists really need to find a way to get another candidate in the lead and get momentum behind at least one other candidate, but maybe more candidates.
But here's where Trump is different from most. With his enormous wealth, he doesn't need donors.
I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second.
So if and when he loses, his threat to run as a third-party candidate is viable.
Even if he doesn't win a nomination, he becomes the most important Republican out there. And if he does run as an independent, he becomes a game changer in American politics. So why get out? There's every reason for him to stay in, no matter what the Republican establishment says.
I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words.
It is comments like that that resonate with a core of Republican voters. So even if Trump loses the nomination, it is possible he runs as an independent candidate, just as Ross Perot did in 1992. He drew votes away from the Republicans, and Ian, of course, we now know the Democrats and Bill Clinton ended up with the White House.
And an interesting note about Trump, we saw a lot of him this weekend at the Iowa State Fair, but he is going to disappear at least for a while.
Yeah, he's got jury duty. So we don't quite know how long that's going to last. Could be a couple of days, could be a couple of weeks. In the meantime, Trump says he's happy to do his civic duty.
All right, David, thank you.